Earground Radio.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
New voices amplified.
Kuti iende atimboda Earground yakaipa mazviziva Anzi ndiyo inongotora mikombe yose saka musarwadziwa Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up Aineti kudzokorora Earground Zimbabwe. Yeah, big up Plot Makoeno is popped in the boy.
So Mr. DJ dancing, MLND, rhythm man. Me say lock down the rhythm now. Me say lock down the rhythm now.
Me locked up, can do nothing, can say nothing. All the thing I do is pray. Me locked up, can do nothing, can say nothing. All the thing I do is pray to Jah. Cause if I die before I sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, me pray the Lord my soul to take. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Greetings, thank you so much and welcome to Earground New Voices Amplified. It's been a while, it's been a minute. Of late we've not been producing as much content as we used to because we're cooking something. There's a lot of stuff that we're working on and soon we'll be unveiling a cocktail of new programming, new programs, new content on the ground and off the ground. And today I'm speaking to an artist who's part of the foundation, a foundation of a music genre that remains one of Zimbabwe's biggest pop or youth culture at the moment, Zimdancehall. I don't know that to call him a Zimdancehall artist or not, but we'll find out more about that. I'm talking about Murumano Konzeresa, King Labash. Wagwan.
Yeah, man, wagwan plot.
Trupon. Thanks a lot. It's been days trying to chase you down to get an interview with you.
Yeah, man.
You're a busy man, but I appreciate that you've given us the time to speak to you.
Yeah, man, true. Yeah, man, everything blessed, you know.
Great. Let's talk about King Labash. Just a bit into your childhood. I know you grew up in Shtungiza, right?
Yeah, man.
How was it like?
Yeah, you know, when you grow up in the ghetto, you know, it's not an easy thing, you know. You got too much, you know, struggles and, you know, for survival. As ghetto youths, we have to do this and that. But I used to be a soccer player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to be a soccer player, and I used to rap. We used to do those street rap battles.
Oh,
you know, in my ghetto there was a ghetto project. If you know, there's a guy called Munetsi from a long time ago.
I know Munetsi. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that was part of the ghetto project and Cyril and them, you know. But as I was growing up, I just grew up in a family whereby my brothers were musicians, you know, like my elder brother, and my other brother was a DJ.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, with also our neighbors. So they used to make guitars from that, you know, the olivine containers.
Yes, my banjo,
exactly. And they used to go like mudangare huku, you know. That's where they used to rehearse. So I used to go there and do a couple of songs with them, you know. Yeah. But besides that, I was also a marathon runner. I used to run marathon, you know, at school. Yeah.
And from marathon, from soccer, now you decided to follow music. Tell us about that first decision, like the time that you decided, look, I'm going to get into music. What pushed you?
The thing is, I was born as a musician, you know, because from my school days, primary school, those who grew up with me, those who went to school with me, they know if they're going to see this. I used to get a lot of punishments from teachers from school because I was singing in class, like during those free study lessons. And I was in a percussion band at school. When I was in grade 2, I think that's when I joined the percussion band. Then I was also in the school choir. So like most of the time I used to sing at school, like when they have like talent shows at school or during break time, girls used to come all over to me and they say, sing this song, you know. You know, when those R&B songs were playing
Yes.
on the radio.
Yeah,
So
man.
what I used to do, I used to remix them in Shona.
Okay. Okay.
Like if there's a brand new R&B song that is out, then I used to remix everything in Shona. So people, they really love that. So they would come to me and say, oh, sing this song, sing this song. Then I used to do remixes. So from that time up to my secondary level, there were talent shows that were being held at the school. Oh my God.
Okay.
So I used to win most of them.
Talent shows. Yeah, man.
Yeah, most of them talent shows. I used to be like the best of all of them, you know. Right. So from that time, we also used to sneak from home, going to dance, you know, to those dancer sessions. We call it tin scene, if you know,
Yeah, man.
you know, tin pan. You know, we used to go to Jobs Night Sport.
Yeah, man.
We were very young though those days, you know, but we used to go to Jobs Night Sport, and at some point, I still remember we were arrested coming from Turtles nightclub.
Yeah, Tetons.
Yeah. And we were very young because the police, they come and they say, show us your ID.
Yeah, I remember the experience.
Yeah. And the target was to get home before 7 o'clock. You see? But then the police said to hold us up until like 8, 9 o'clock. So yeah. I was in big trouble at home. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Then from my secondary level, that's when I started linking up with DJs like Daddy Distress, the late Daddy Distress, right? In fact, Daddy Distress is the one who used to come and pick me up. Then I sneak from home. Then he's taking me to the city because he was known by that time, you know, and he was a little bit older than me. You understand? So yeah, basically, he's the one who got me into the dancehall scene, you know.
And what do you remember the most about Daddy Distress? I got to see him not so many times, few times, but I could feel the energy from him, and also the respect that he was getting from the scene was quite huge. And a lot of people used to talk about it.
What I really do remember about David, he was a brave soldier, you know. He was a brave soldier. With David, everything was possible. You understand? Even if a place is written no under 18, and then you tell him, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be able to enter this place, he will tell you, we're going to enter. You understand? And he had a very high IQ because, you know, those times we used to listen to dancehall music, but most people, they didn't understand like what the music is saying, you know. Yes. But Daddy could just listen to a song one time and he's gonna sing all the lyrics. You understand? Yeah. So that's one thing I really remembered about him.
Miss a lot down the rhythm, no?
Me locked up, can do nothing, yeah. Can say nothing. All the thing I do is pray. Me locked up, can do nothing, can say nothing.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Daddy Distress is celebrated enough within the dance or
never
the reggae scene in Zimbabwe?
Never. Nobody no celebrate the man, but he is the foundation because you know, Daddy Distress. Yeah. Anyway, I can say to this generation, they don't know him, so yeah. But people like Daddy Distress, Major Ephraim,
yeah, man.
People like Mad Minox,
yeah, man.
You see, all those people, they played a very big role in dancehall music.
Could you say those are the foundation? Like, what would you call it, the foundation of?
Because those people, it's like they were MCs. Okay, so long time, there used to be selectors and MCs. It's a long history. If I'm going to talk about dancehall, it's a very long history. There were people like Culture, and but I'm gonna start from where I began. Because it's a very long history. Because the foundation of dancer, the foundation of dancehall is dancehall from Jamaica, which we used to listen to. We used to go to the club to listen to Jamaican dancehall music, and from that time there wasn't any Zimdancehall. And it also doesn't mean that there were no people who were singing in Shona. There were people like Yapi Bantan, they've been singing, they've been there, you understand? But there was no genre, like a specific genre, like this is our genre, this is our Zimbabwean genre, you understand? People were just going to listening to Jamaican music and riding on Jamaican instrumentals, yeah? So there was a time when Jabi, the late Jabi, the Godfather, he introduced MC contests, MC talent clash.
Okay.
You understand? That was the first one, right? I still remember I won 4 times in a row.
Which years were these?
Holy, I think 2003 or something. Because because me, I moved from Cheetown, from where I just finished. When I just finished school, I was staying in Mbare at some point. Then the first person to put me in studio was Sid Fresh, Delta Force Warrior.
Delta Force.
Yes, Sid Fresh and Sister Bless. They took me to the studio to record a dub because they had a clash with Stereo One International, right?
Yeah, man.
We did there's that song by Cisco, Unleash the Dragon. So we did a remix of that tune, And that was the first sound and the first time Sid Fresh defeated Stereo One. Because Stereo One was undefeated. I don't want to lie to you.
They were the champions.
Yeah, they were the champions. Stereo One and Silverstone. Yeah, because Silverstone wasn't an easy sound, because Silverstone, they could release music, they could release a rhythm that even Stereo One could get maybe after 2 or 3 months or so, because Matt Minox, I remember a long time, he went to Canada and he used to get fresh music.
Exactly.
and the Jabi also, Jabi, because Jabi, he used to defeat all of them because the way he used to play music. Jabi, if he's playing Lovers, if you go on Friday, Jabi is going to be playing Lovers music. He's going to be playing like conscious music. He used to play like first segment, second segment, third segment. Then you could listen that, okay, you understand? He didn't use just to play and play and play, just to play music, like what DJs them do nowadays. They will play a song just because that song is trending, or just because that's people, they know that song already. No, Jabi was playing music that you don't know. Jabi was Jabi was introducing new artists all the time.
And in the same question that I asked you about Daddy Distress, what do you remember Jabi for the most? Like, what's your biggest memory of the man?
Jabi is the godfather of dancehall in Zimbabwe. If Jabi, he made everything happen. Jabi is my hero, because me to be known as King Labash, it was through that channel, it's from Stereo One International, because like I told you, when MC contest was introduced, I won 4 times in a row. There were then other artists started coming. There was Sammy Benz, there was Badman, There was Mega Spicy. There was LRG. I remember LG. I don't know. Those youngsters. They used to come. They sing like TOK.
Oh, LG. Energy.
You remember them?
Yes, from Budililo.
Yeah.
AGL. Yeah, man.
AGL, exactly.
AGL.
AGL. Yeah, and Dark Child used to also come and contest. Dark Child, that's Winky D now. He used to come
That
to all
was
the.
Winky D.
Yeah. He also used to come and contest those
Tell me,
MC
how was
contests.
it like then? Did you see the star in him then, or like him blowing up and becoming the mega star is a surprise?
Like I said before, it's a very long story, but we're just gonna try cut it short. But otherwise, it's a very long story, right?
Okay, great.
So what happened is during those days, né?
Yes.
When I was playing with Delta Force Warrior,
Yeah.
Sid Fresh, like I said, is the one who put me in the studio. Then after that, there was a time when those outdoor shows started. Like okay, we used to call them masho ema salad, right? Like when schools close and schools open, right?
And I see my stuff.
Exactly. So I started teaming up with Daddy's been my friend from a long time. You understand? Like I told you, right? So at some point I had to team up with Tempoman, the Godfather.
Yeah.
Inoti, I don't know if you know Inoti. Inoti is the elder from a long time. He was an Aukebulani selector. Inoti,
yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you know the foundation. Right. So Inoti, Tempoman, okay. Daddy Distress and Dark Child. Dark Child, we used to call him Dark Child. Winky D, that's Dark Child. Right. So me, I was an MC for Winky D. Winky D was my DJ.
Okay. So he was the selector.
He was the selector. Right.
Okay. Interesting.
Right. Winky D was my DJ. Inoti was Daddy Distress DJ.
Oh.
And Tempoman could close the show alone because Tempoman can play and hold the mic at the same time. So he's full of energy. That's why he also call himself the Godfather, because he's full of energy. Yeah. So what we used to do, Club Tropicana, me and Winky D could open the session. You understand? We play our 2 hours, but before we finish playing, then he could put some rhythms, right? Then I could write some rhythms. Then Daddy and Inoti come with their session. Then Tempoman, right? So we started doing outdoor shows, right?
Yes.
So there's this show that I remember.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a long story, but I'm just gonna
cut it short. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Bindura. We were playing with Silverstone. So it was rough mix, because now we were all under a rough mix, because rough mix was a movement.
Yes.
Right. Tempoman is the founder for rough mix, because Miss Muffet. There was DJ Ralph. There was Washi C. Rough mix was Tutu Malaka. Yeah. You know. So rough mix was a movement, right? Which could cater for everything. You understand? So if you hire rough mix, you're gonna get R&B DJs, you're gonna get dancehall DJs, you're gonna get house DJs. You understand? So we were in Bindura at Tendai Hall, I remember. Yeah. But then we played music up until like 3 a.m. So when we finished, the people, they started making noise. They were like, you know what? they were chanting like slogans, like they were doing this like so gonna so gonna this so, and it was scary, bro. It was so fucking scary. So we were backstage. Then people were shouting, "Kwarare ndokunobvarwa bawa na 3. Kunobindura bwaro varwa maksen." You understand? And I think Bango played about 2 hours, and we played like 3 hours or so. Yeah, So I said to Templeman, Father, you know what? Let's go back on stage. And Templeman was like, but we played almost everything. And then I was like, you know what? These people, they're not going to let us go just like that. Otherwise, the next thing they're going to start saying, give us back our money. Then we are in real trouble.
Yes.
Then Templeman was like, okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put rhythms. Right? I'm going to play music, then I put rhythms, then you come sing.
Yeah, man.
Then we played an extra, I think, 1 hour, 10 minutes.
Yes.
Right? Then we finished the show. Then we started going back to Harare, I think around 7 in the morning. Right. So it was me, Templeman, Winky D, and Ino T. It was the 4 of us. Daddy wasn't there. Right. Because Daddy sometimes he had his own duty at Stereo One International, So sometimes, most of the time, he could come and play with us Tinsing in Tropicana. Then during the night, he plays at the Tube. Right. So on our way home, Winky D, he said to me, Killer, me, I also wanna start singing. You understand?
Yeah, man.
Then I said, no, it's not a problem. So what we need to do, every Monday in Tropicana, it's closed. So every Monday we can link up. We go to Tropicana. We go by the, the stairs when we used to, which people used to go to the toilet. We sit on those stairs, right? We light up a big spliff.
Yeah, man.
Then we started writing tunes.
Yeah, man.
We started writing tunes. I remember we could write like 3-4 tunes a day. I think we did it like 4 to 5 times, right?
Yes,
so we were like building like collaborations, holding a nice vibe. And then on our session, when we play now on a Saturday, we could put rhythms now. Then we start singing.
Yes.
Then we start singing. And I don't want to lie to you. We could light up the place. Like by the time
I remember some of the sessions. I remember coming through Tropicana, and the afternoon sessions were really popular because there was always either Sinage or Tropicana, and then
exactly. Yeah. So by the time Inoti and Templeman could come, it's like people already requesting for more, because we could put rhythms and do like live singing and all that thing there, right? So from that time, Templeman was hosting shows, right? Right. So Simad was the one who was like hosting these Mashuema Salad, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Like Roosevelt high schools, Simad was an uptown person, and we were ghetto boys also conquering uptown. You understand? So Templeman had a contract. He booked Sheraton Gardens, which is now Rainbow Tower, right? So this was the first show before we moved to Waterworld and blah blah blah.
Yes.
So on that gig at the Sheraton Gardens, that's when me and Daddy Distress, that's when we first introduced Winky D on stage for the first time.
Okay. Wow, at the Sheraton Gardens.
At the Sheraton Gardens.
Fast forward. Now, King Labash, tell us about your first biggest hit that hit the streets and also hit the airwaves.
Right, that's where we're going now. So at some point, I was staying in Fumbi, right? At my brother's father's place, right? Because I remember those days he wasn't okay, he wasn't feeling well. So that's when I had my first daughter also that time, Shamiso.
Okay.
So there was a rhythm that was produced from Black Lab Records. Black Lab Records was Bathi. Yeah, Bathi was like close to Winky D. They stay in Kambuzuma. He was setting up. It's like Bathi was studying computers and those IT stuff. He was fast forward. Then he set up a small studio. He bought a sound card, and then he produced Lack Spin Rhythm. Then Winky, then Winky D, Jassy, and No, we're going there. So Winky D, Jassy, and Mapancho. So they came to me, they came to inform me, because it was like a walking distance. They used to walk from Kambuzuma, coming to see me, all the time, Yeah, we used to do things together, Then they say, Akila, there's a rhythm at the studio. The rhythm is bad. Then I went to Bonslag. Then I recorded the rhythm. That's when I recorded Hata Fire Can Cool. So we make them attack. What is Hata Fire me? Hata Fire Can Cool. I recorded that tune. But to my own surprise, when I went to the studio, nobody had recorded. I think maybe Mogoman had recorded something. Yeah. Then that's when Winky D recorded that song. Did he Rasta?
Yes. That was actually his major breakthrough tune.
Right. And then Temperman hosted a show. Right. Now it's getting more interesting.
Right.
Temperman hosted a show at the Mbare Network Complex.
Yes.
Right. But we used to do shows, a couple of shows at the Waterworld. From Sheraton Gardens, we did a couple of shows. I think 3 shows at the Waterworld.
Yes.
Where I would sometimes stage with Winky D, or I go on my time, I perform. Then Winky D comes on his time, he performs. We were building something. You understand?
Yeah.
So we had a song. When I said we first introduced Winky D at Sheraton Gardens, we had a song that we were singing together. The song called Jingjong.
Okay.
So,
do you remember the lines from the song?
Obviously, no man in a Jingjong.
Okay, I remember that.
Those were the times when Chinese started coming to Zimbabwe with their products and
Yeah, man.
But we used to bond that because we used to wear original stuff,
Yeah.
So I arrived at the Mbari Neighbor Complex. Winky D was sitting in Templeman's car. Then we reached there and the man said, "Yo, killer, me, I don't like what daddy is doing." Let me say, "Wagwan." He said, "No, you know what, daddy, go around and sing my tune. Daddy, sing my tune, I don't like it, blah, 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 blah." And me say, "Yo, you know what, let me tell you something. The way I know daddy is like that. Daddy has been singing major Ephraim songs wherever he's performing. Daddy has been singing Buju Banton songs. Daddy has been singing Mega Johnny's song. There was a song called Chipo. It was Mega John's song. Daddy used to sing that song. He was just like that. He was all about entertainment, about entertaining people. Then I said, let me tell you something. Whatever you're gonna, because he said to me, ndakunsumudzira hondo. You understand? Then I said, listen, my youth. You are my youth. You understand?
Yeah, man.
That is my brethren. He's like a brother to me.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever you're gonna do, you and Daddy, I'm not gonna be involved.
Yes. Because
if I take Daddy's side, then I'm against you. If I take your side, then I'm against Daddy. So I'm not gonna take any side. Right. That was the beginning of everything now. Then Winky D called me and he said, Akila, go Magaita na say na father. Then I'm like, what do you mean Magaita na say na father? Then he's like, there's a poster here, but you are not on the poster. You understand? Then I'm like, I'm gonna contact Father this Godichi Wagwan. Then Temperman said to me, this show, it's Jai who's putting the money. There was this other guy. This Jai was putting the money, so it's the one who selected artists and blah 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 blah. Then I'm like, okay, cool. But he was like, but still you can come and perform.
Yeah, man.
But then the main issue was like, you can come and perform, but you're not gonna get
paid.
Yeah, because most of the time, I was talking too much, especially about money after shows, getting paid. I used to.
And we're artists getting paid then? We're artists getting money? Or
That's the thing. That's the thing. Artists were not getting paid. But after a very successful show, you could see that there is money that has been cashed in. You understand?
And
so,
what was the explanation about artists? Was it like Tungo Pushamango?
Can I tell you something? Mostly, me personally, to sing, I used to go wherever there is a performance with my CD with 4 rhythms. I would go and ask to perform just 2 songs. Everybody just wanted to be known. That was the thing. The thing is, what happened in Zimbabwe is the music that was getting promotion those days, it was music yana Petimakaya, or what you call it, urban grooves. Urban grooves.
Yes, urban grooves.
You understand? But previously, before me, I've been in studio like in 2002. I recorded with Lixi. I remember at Tony Studio. Tony Studios was
Brayside. You side, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. With that, yeah. You know everything.
I've just been researching. I've been following.
Exactly. So I had recorded before, and I really knew what's going on. I went everywhere. Take 5. What? I went there. I couldn't get a chance to record. But Take 5, Chego. I gave Take $500. That $100 Zimbabwe blue.
Yes.
To record. I had to end up being in a fight with Take 5 to get back my $100.
Wow. And you never recorded?
Yes, I never recorded because the time I wanted to record, I remember that day they had to record Leonard Mafumo and this other girl. This song ends Yes.
Exactly.
That was my time. I was supposed to record that time. You understand? Then I say, yo, Tech 5, it was like a war to get my money from Tech 5. Then the other day I went there, it's like, wait, what's the record one Roki?
So what was happening to dancehall then? Dancehall was not getting
Dancehall was just like dancehall. Yekuenda kubawa kumangoma nekuimba maridim. You understand?
But how come Ana Yombri, man? There was Yombri, there was Nembo, there was
those people, they were not singing dancehall float. That wasn't dancehall. That was part of urban grooves. Listen, a sniper, that wasn't dancehall.
They only changed later to dancehall.
Listen, that wasn't dancehall.
It's getting interesting, yeah.
That wasn't dancehall. That was part of urban. Really under urban grooves. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the thing is, dancehall has been labeled some music. You know, smoke a weed, and smoke a weed, and dancehall, and it's all about vulgar, all those things. You understand?
Yeah.
So dancehall, there was no way dancehall could play on a Zimbabwean radio. You understand? There was no way dancehall could play on a Zimbabwean radio. And unless kana arima even my session actually ukuthi payiridzwa reggae my session ayiridzwa reggae. I still remember man soldier Manase, exactly, and Manase, they were playing Jamaican dancehall, Jamaican reggae. They were even playing reggae music, not dancehall. Mm-hmm. You understand? So from that time,
one second there. When you tried to get your music to these DJs, what were they saying? Did they take it?
There was one channel of getting music to the radio station. You have to go to Garama or Corner Studios, right? Then we duplicated my tapes and CDs and stuff. Then you could go and submit 30 CDs to the radio station. I did it. I remember 2003, we had to take a plane. There was a time when Power FM was in Gweru. We took a train to Gweru with Lixi, and we had to sleep at Man Soldier's place in Gweru. You understand? Yeah, Man Soldier is a true lion. He gave us a place to sleep. Then we had to wake up the next morning to go for an interview and submitted our music. Our music was played when we were at the station on the interview. Then we left the station. Then I remember it was played like 3 weeks in a row. Then that was that.
Wow.
Talents. Then we shot a video which was on ZTV, right? So another mistake that we were making was we were singing in English most of the time.
Yes.
Because we adopted the Jamaican style and the Jamaican vibe. Because we were thinking with dancehall mango machicha ntorwanichi ne patwa.
Yes.
Little did we know that we were being fake makings. We were not, because the patwa that we were even singing wasn't a real patwa.
Yes.
You understand? So from that time, Templeman started hosting shows because that was my team. We were a team, right? So at some point, Bonslek Bathi created a website, right? Mm-hmm. A website. Then I checked the website. Then on Winky D's bio, right?
Yes.
On my name, there was not even a picture or anything. I was like, "Ayo, website. No, we're gonna fix it." But me, I could sense that there is something going on behind, but I didn't know what was it. Because me, I was all about the vibes, like positive. But I didn't know what was happening. So there was a show that happened in Chitungwiza at Aquatic Complex. It was hosted again by Templeman.
Yes.
Right. That show I performed, Winky D performed, Daddy Distress performed. But after that show, Winky D and Daddy, they had a misunderstanding. Like there was about a fight about to happen. No. Then I stopped everything. I was like, no, Daddy, you don't have to do that. Those were the days when Banda started managing Winky D.
Yes.
Because Banda was teaching at Gyoza. He was a teacher. Even the time we used to go to the studio to Campus Zuma, most of the time Banda wasn't around. Then he started. Then I said to him, you know what? What these people are doing is not good. I think because I said to Winky D, you just go to the car. Then he went to the car. Then Banda remained standing, like trying to understand what's going on. I was like, you know what, guys, just go, because Daddy was causing, like,
Yeah.
So from that time, these guys, they went.
Yes.
Right. From that time, Temperman himself. Temperman is from Chitungwiza. I'm from Chitungwiza.
Yeah, man.
Temperman started sidelining me. You understand? Temperman started pushing Winky D. You understand?
Yes.
Temperman pushed Winky D not even a little bit, very hard. Because I remember even when they were, there was what is that place in Jason Moore? KFC.
KFC, yeah. Papa Denga Balkan.
Exactly. If you remember KFC, but it was now Templeman, Winky D, Unity, and Rough Mix. You understand?
Yes.
Right. They started doing their thing because me, I just started noticing that, you know what? It's like now I am trying to fit in. But we started this whole thing together. We were working together with these guys, but I don't know what's going on right now. Then I remember at some point I went to South Africa.
Yes.
For like 2 months. Right. When I came back from South Africa, that's when I went straight to T8. Then I recorded Konzeresa. Seiko mkomana chitano damskana.
Yes.
Then tiri kubatidza moto tichisimbisa moto. I recorded 4 tunes in like 2 hours.
Wow, you recorded all those songs like in 1 day?
Yes. You understand?
Wow.
Then I said, Tiet, can you please master these songs so that I can get them out there? Then Tiet was like, these days I'm not doing music. I'm just doing electronics. Then I said, German, okay, can you just render these tunes for me? You want to render alright, my tune. My tune va render upload.
Yes.
Then my tune va swap a CD. Right? Because me, I realized that, you know what? This urban grooves is taken over. But the way the urban grooves is taken over is because Munwesega Arkimba Neshona.
Okay.
The music you for whenever just because
Yes.
Then Vanda realized that if I take my music, kwenda ku Grama or to Corner Studios, and anyway, they're not gonna take it to put it on market because it's dancehall music. There's a dope.
Yes.
Exactly. You see. So do you know what I started doing, bro?
Yes.
I started selling my sneakers because I had designer clothes like my Platinum Fubu,
Yes.
my Nike, my Reebok, and those things. I started selling my sneaker, buying blank CDs.
Wow.
Right? Then I used to go to Mbare Msika. Then ndopinda bus rikwenda kugweru. Ndopa driver 5 my city. Please play my music and give others. Then I go to bus kwenda kumarondera. And then I go to bus kwenda Blawa. Then I go to bus. Then I buy 2 packets of Maputi and freeze it. Ndovandakwira kombi nawo ndatsokera udeni.
Wow.
Then I did the next thing. I went to Machipis. I remember those days they were Makomba, Jackson.
No, Jackson, yes.
Exactly.
Angakaipa.
Then those are the people who pushed my music because
it should be Dirimbi.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm a true ghetto youth.
Then machuna akatanga kutenderera.
Yes.
Akatanga kutenderera. Munhu akatanga kunditsvaga inini was a guy anonzi Lazy B. He's in Cape Town right now. Lazy B, a digital one. Lazy B called me to get a show pamushandira pamo hotel.
Perfio.
Right, Perfio. Show via Zara. Then Lazy B paid me very well. I was like,
Super direct.
Exactly. You see? So I was riding solo now. Right. So I think it took like 3 months.
Yes.
I was just struggling. I finished all my clothes, selling all my clothes, buying blank CDs, giving people music for free. There was nothing like that those days. People were buying CDs. People were buying music.
Wow.
But me, I was just selling stuff and giving people CDs.
Yes.
So one day, I went to Nitrate Studios. Right. So I went to Nitrate Studios. I wanted to ban rhythms. I don't ban my rhythm. Because Nitrate ndo katanga because ku bena in town. Quiet. But I didn't know anything. Then I said, Pepe, I didn't know the team Anastana, Ana XQ, Wangabatorichi studio. Because it was a nice studio. That was a really nice studio. Yeah. During those days. So there was a VJ Vibes is now based in Cape Town. Ndiyangarpa reception ndiyaita zvekupena. Then pandati asha ndoda kubhena rochi maridhem chichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichichi to finish with this girl. I got the ball. Then after that, I gave Vibes my blank CD. Vandi Benera Ganzi Miranda Vandau ndituma song tikumufesa anonzi King Labash uri kutuziya here kama utada kukonzeresa akasong kakaipa ikako kanetsa ndikati akanda
ava asizoti ndiwechi
saka akanda bebe ndada kubaya pana muti ndini King Labash zvikanzi tiwaone mukamufesi kari panapa kakuzviti ari kuchiti ndiye King Labash upload.
Wow.
Then when that's Pindam studio, when the Pindam studio. Pindam studio, I'm not a star, I'm not an excuse, I'm not a team.
I don't know celeb guy.
Yeah, I'm not a celeb because I've been cruise I told Gak. I've been cruise I rap 24/7. Makomana vai. Dave, boys, takatoswega nji. Unzwiza, but ndangoro imwe because asimatrangara pera. Unzwisisa. Zvakanaka ndio King Labash. Yeah, ndini King Labash. Zvakanzi chimboimba toni mokonzeresa pa. Bandero adakonzeresa. So, these guys ivo vanga vatoriwo nebhifera vanga inarona naroki. But to be honest with you, on that Kukonzeresa song plot,
yes,
it wasn't a diss. And I wasn't dissing Rocky. Listen why I'm saying this. I know that's how it sounds like to people, and
yes.
But if you really understand dancehall music, there are a couple of songs in any. I don't take it personal.
Yeah.
I don't even take
it personal.
But
personal
just because at some point they came and they wanted to fight me. Sports Diner. My Thursday Sports Diner. They came what about 11? Yeah. So that song, do you know those lyrics? Those lyrics, ekuti anda kukonzeresa Rocky kupfeka semukadzi, anda kukonzeresa. One day we were sitting by Eastgate. Nemupfesi wangu anonzi Queens nechimoko chake. Muzapa Eastgate upstairs where kuita zvekuchikwa chikafu chazvo. So if you remember, people used to come and hang around by Eastgate, like Ivana Rocky and them. People used to come and meet there. So Rocky was wearing this other silky shirt. Akasunga chipompom. Panava. So it's just we were eating, we were upstairs. Then chimoko cha Queens. Vajati hey, I like you. Still yakatwa nemsikana uyu.
Oh, okay.
Unzwisisa. Chipompom icho it's beautiful andika. Like style yakatwa nemsikana uyu. But it's also we didn't know kuti ndiroki or anything. You understand?
Yes.
Then later on, when we were going then we noticed, this is Rocky. You see? Then I was like, and like he was dressing like a girl, like you could tell, like from behind her. But then when you go front, then he's like, oh my God. So when I was in the studio, that song, I didn't write that song. That song was a freestyle. So it just came. You understand? Right. Then after that, that's when Nitrate said to me, I have many people who are looking for you. But what we're gonna do is I charge 350, you get 250, I get 100. Then I'm like, cool, it's fine. It was a lot of money because I wasn't even up for any shows. Then I started doing shows, Kunana, Marontera, Mashingo, many places where my artists started performing. I was the first person to go there.
Wow.
I used to go as far as Baitbridge, as far as Gwanda. In Gwanda, the person who organized the show said to me, my man, I didn't know that these people, they're going to like you because these people, they listen to South African music only.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Underground Radio.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
New voices amplified.
Kuti iende atimboda iye ground yakaipa mazviziva anzi ndiyo inongotora mikombe yose saka musarwadziwa pull up aineti kudzokorora iye ground Zimbabwe. Yeah, big up plot Marco, you know is popped in the boy.
Then those days dope ndakabatwa na Slag Youth. You understand?
Slag Youth. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Slag Youth was also an artist. Nana Juicer. I'm an artist too, but Juicer was also a producer.
Yes.
They were based in the UK. Me, I didn't know good music. Yatoshka UK, Yatoshka all over. Through those CDs that I was giving people for free, they were duplicating and passing it on.
Yes.
So, Slag Youth, he said to me, Kingman, we heard your song. You understand? So, what we are thinking of doing, remix. We've got a producer here, Juicer can produce. Yes. So we can call it Kukonzeresa Rhythm.
Oh, interesting.
So this Kukonzeresa Rhythm, we're going to put artists all around diaspora.
Yes.
Then it becomes a genre, yet not Zimdancehall.
This is interesting.
Right. So the thing is, Zimdancehall, it's music from Zimbabwe
Yes.
iri kuteererwa nevanhu vari diaspora. Music dancehall yekuzimbabwe inoteererwa nevanhu vari diaspora.
So it wasn't about music yakasumuka kuZimbabwe
From that kukonzeresa rhythm ndo pakatangidzwa kunzi Zimdancehall. Because why I'm saying this,
Yes.
like I said before, people have been singing dancehall yanga iri kubva kudhara,
But not with the name Zimdancehall.
not with the name Zimdancehall. It was dancehall. You understand?
Interesting.
But through kutrenda nekutenderera kwakaita song konzeresa yaya, like I said before, people were singing dancehall but in English. Inini, I heard my music on radio, but I didn't give any DJ my music. You understand? My DJ akatoitawo music yekutodownloadawo kuti varidze paradio.
Yes.
Me, I was just passing music because I knew kuti if I try to go the right way, to go to corner studios or to go to grammar, they're not going to accept my music. That's why I started giving music for free. You understand? So these guys, they said, what we need to do, we've got artists who are UK kuno. And it one and a snacker dread, even and a select youth. I still remember even Matt Fisher, but Matt Fisher is based in Zimbabwe. Matt Fisher kapinda kuti. Then they said, what we need to do is to start a genre ye music in artist edu ku Zimbabwe ari mu diaspora, but iri music ye ku Zimbabwe to entertain Zimbabwean people. Do pakabva. That's why everybody ari kubvunzwa kunzi Zimdancehall yakatanga sei akwanise kuexplaina because they don't know. You understand?
This is interesting, yeah.
Exactly. So from that song Konzeresa, that's when even Mamwema artists started also singing in Shona. Saka namfesi yakatoimba song ikatotenderera kudai so yakutorera futika. That's when people started sticking kuimba mangoma now like 100% in Shona. Then there was a website which was developed by these guys, right? Then Konzeresa Rhythm was released. It's even there. Got some iTunes on the internet. Is there Konzeresa Rhythm by Jusa, right? Then from there, that's when mangoma pakatanga kutenderera like all over, right? So, tapeza kudaro, I started doing shows na Alec Macheso because ndakadezwa na Chris Msabayana. Chris Msabayana said mdara style yenyu ikai ikuda magitari.
Ghetto Fabulous.
Exactly, Ghetto Fabulous. Yeah, man, you know it.
Yeah, man.
Then I was backed by Asegai crew, right? I was doing gigs with Alec Macheso. I was backing Alec Macheso. I used to play before Alec Macheso. We used to tour like Mashingo Friday, Saturday, that Mtare Beto, Sunday, that family show Chinoi. It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's when I got into live music. But me, I was on a mission. I didn't want to be a local artist. I always wanted to be an international artist. You understand? That was my mission. So from there, I also started hosting my own shows, Pachitunguza Aquatic Complex, right? I also started assisting some other artists. Like if you ask people like Gasp Warrior, and Adaza D, my brethren, say why. because I always say to myself that pandinosumuka andisumuke ndiri one. Kusumuka kwangu inini geto rese rinofanira kuita sei? Rinofanira kutosumuka. That's why I respect mufana anonzi Freeman, because he is the only person with a lion heart. Because Freeman brought in a Darula, Anna JC, Anna Magical. You understand? That's the spirit. If all artists could have that spirit, then Zimdancehall could have been paying. You understand?
Yes.
Zimdancehall could have been paying and could have been a very, very, very big genre. The reason why nowadays you see people like Fantan and Levels say that we started Zimdancehall.
Yes.
It's because the effort and the time that they have spent and put in that genre,
yes,
you know, because they've been working hard and they've got something. They've made so many hits, those guys, huh? And
yes.
also that's the spirit. You understand? I respect that, because people like Fantan. If we have people like Fantan, Fantan is like not nice in Jamaica. You understand? Where people like Pop Cartel and all of them come from that camp. You see?
Yeah.
So this whole thing about Zimdancehall, like I said before, from that Kukonzeresa song, it was the first Zimdancehall song to win an award. Right? The UK awards. Why UK awards? You're in music in Zimbabwe. You understand? Because it was diaspora based. Domatangira get a Zimdancehall. And why is it King Labash is the first artist to win Zimdancehall award? Where were the others? All right. So from that time, this guy is Mafesa Angwaya and Andasia Mashuro.
Mm-hmm.
What they did, they corrected my mistakes. You understand?
What are some of the mistakes that you feel you made?
The mistakes that I made, Nini, I can't say they are mistakes, but it's like when I started recording my song and when I was riding solo, I was angry. I was angry because there was a time that I did spend building up a team, working with a team. Then I ended up riding solo. Later on to find out that the reason was because, I'm saying it now, the reason was because I was daddy distressed friend. So my first song, they thought with Labash, na daddy.
Yes.
It's same what?
Not top shot. Yes.
Same WhatsApp group. So if we're gonna
now,
be
do you get along with Winky? Do you get along with Templeman?
Templeman is my brother. Templeman, I would never sell out Templeman, not even. You understand? You understand? Templeman, one love, one heart, Chimdara. You understand? Winky D is my youth, good artist, no negative vibes, always good vibration, and not gonna bad mind or anything. And kana kutombotanzi ndinozombogaya kuti rega ndimuvengera because chekumuvengera handina. You understand? I don't carry bad mind, and you can't bad mind the next man's blessing. You understand? Me, what I believe in is whatever I'm doing, wherever I am right now, I'm supposed to be here. Whatever I did, whatever happened was supposed to happen. And you know, people, you're born with different blessings. You understand? Like I said to you, it's not only Zimdancehall. even when real dancehall was dead in Zimbabwe, I started Judgment Yard with Irandu. Judgment Yard. I started Judgment Yard with Irandu. You understand?
Before Etherton and Flavor.
So we brought them in. Etherton and Flavor, we brought them in. You understand? So me, I believe my blessing is to start up things, and I'm a trendsetter. You understand? Because a lot of artists, I can't even mention names. A lot of artists assisting them. Even Freeman, if you ask Freeman, I used to communicate with Freeman via email. There was a time when I was in Cyprus. Chimpa strength, Freeman, keep on going, keep on pushing my youth, keep on pushing up until now. You understand?
Now, can we say you went quiet for so many years, and like word on the street says, Labash akapera.
Right. That's a Zimbabwean saying. Munhu anopera afa. Right. I've never been quiet. There was a time when I went to Cyprus. I did build reggae music in Cyprus, like dubstep music. We were doing like those beach parties. You understand? Like I said, I always wanted to be an international artist. I moved to Cape Town. When I moved to Cape Town, I joined the Rudimentals. The Rudimentals right now is Cape Town finest, right? A couple of songs. The Rudimentals was a ska band, but now it's a reggae and dancehall band. We have songs on radio. We did festivals like the Cape Town Jazz Festival. We did festivals like the MTN Bushfire Festival. I performed alongside the late Oliver Mtukudzi.
Yes.
I do big festivals. You understand? But
and
the
you
thing
still
is,
perform now?
This year it's only because of Corona. I had 6 festivals cancelled: Belgium, Netherlands, Germany there, and Austria. Like last year, I did those festivals. I think I'm also the first artist to do all those festivals. Huh? People, they go to foreign countries, to UK, to Australia to sing for Zimbabweans. Huh? Me, I'm doing festivals whereby I sing for like 50,000, 30,000 people from all walks of life.
Foreign people.
You understand?
Yes.
It's international. So it's not like I'm no longer singing, or I'm no longer playing soccer. It's league Dorbusiana. You understand? There are local players.
Let's talk about that league. What do you think separates that league from maybe the other league? I don't know whether
the thing is,
Soccer League or any.
The thing is, in Zimbabwe, it's strictly Zimdancehall. So if you want to focus on Zimbabwe and the Zimbabweans, it's good to be doing Zimdancehall. But if you want to go international, then you have to be versatile. You understand? Word on the street was King Labasha Pera, King Labasha Pera, King Labasha Pera. I was not Tanganas. Then I went back home because it's like I was getting pressure from fans. I'm done. Then I recorded Rasta Ndwenda Nemi. Kakandi kakati Rasta Ndwenda Nemi. Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Even up to now, that song, it's a hit. You understand? Because people have been saying, La Pasha Pera, La Pasha Pera. I recorded that song. 2016, I have the best Zimdancehall video. And up until now, I swear to God, Plot, nobody has ever done a video like that. Like, Kumberi, Tichimakramberi, Mabibi Makokte, Anicheri, Kumberi. If you go on YouTube and search King Labash, Kumberi, you understand what I'm talking about. You understand? It's like hearing those words from the fans and people in the street saying, Pera, Pera. But If people could have been following me, or if people could follow and see what I'm doing, you understand? But the problem with Zimbabweans, mazimbabweans atange vanowe munhu wanika chikangonzi chiri kuenda kuleft vese vanoenda kuleft, chikanzi chiri kuenda kuright vese vanoenda kuright. Handizvi kuona manje.
So
the
now
thing is,
let's talk about the future. I think we need to have a part 2 of this conversation. This is quite interesting. We left out a lot of things. But looking into the future, what are you working on? Are we expecting any new projects?
Right now, I'm working on a new EP, but I've got some producers from the Netherlands and from the UK, because we are trying to do an Afro pop vibe, because that's what's trending right now in Europe. So most of my festivals, that's why you see artists like Burna Boy now, they can perform at Reggae Gill and all those big festivals, because this is where the world is going to right now. So I'm doing an EP where these producers, they requested some stuff from me. So I'm working with them. So far, we've got six tracks done. So we left with 4 tracks. Then we're gonna release it sometime in Feb. It's a very big project because there's a single that they want to release first. So this single is from one of these organizations, the Black Lives Matter organization.
Yes.
They asked me to do a tune, so I did that tune. So they're gonna release it soon. It's called Free. Yeah, it's a very positive and very mad tune.
Wow.
And right now I've been shooting some videos. So far I did like 3 videos. So I'm also gonna start releasing stuff from the festive season. Going onwards, I'll be releasing brand new stuff. But it's international stuff and also local stuff. Because now I'm trying to cater for all my fans, yard and
any
abroad.
Collaborations? Like, are you collaborating with any Zimbabwean artists?
I have a collaboration with Nox that I'm working on.
Right.
And I'm also working with some South African artists and some female Jamaican artists.
Dope.
And some artists from the Netherlands and some artists from Belgium. So I'm doing a couple of collaborations. Like there's one girl from Belgium. She's really good. I did a couple of tracks with her, and we're gonna release them soon also.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Wow, it's been awesome. It's been great. I would have wanted to continue the conversation. You left out many of the things that I wanted to ask, but definitely we're going to create a space and do a part 2 of the conversation. I really, really appreciate it. Was great to hear your story. And for a long time, I wanted to get this interview. I'm happy that we managed to get it.
Yeah. True. Always positive vibe only. Yeah, it's because there's been a lot going on, and people wanting to know, and people have been putting pressure on me. Like Labash, look now, people are saying they started Zimdancehall. People are saying this, people are saying that. Hey, you have to say something. Hey, you have to say something. Those things.
True.
And sometimes people needs to be reminded. You understand?
That's true.
Sometimes, and it's like this generation right now. These youths who are singing Zimdancehall right now, they don't even know how it started. So I don't think they know where it's going. You understand?
But where do you think it's going before we close? Where do you think it's going?
Yeah, but the thing is, plot. There's no structure. You understand? There's no structure.
Do you think Zimdancehall will collapse just like what happened to other groups?
Zimdancehall will never collapse. You understand? Mm-hmm. But artists
who collapse
are going to collapse. Artists are just gonna come. Like I can tell you, there's that youth, Jam Master,
Yeah, man.
right? Jam Master did a bad tune. Hello, Mari. It's a very hard bad tune, huh?
Yeah, man.
If right now, if Bazooka, huh,
Yeah, man.
or somebody's gonna sing one tune, people they forget already about Hello Mari. People they forget already about Jam Master. You understand? But look, in Jamaica, people can listen to pop. People can listen. The thing is, because Zimbabwe kuno mani ekukwirira patime iyoyo. Urikuzwisisa?
Very bad.
Vanhu votozoti you'll be shocked tozwa vanhu vakutotaura kuti Jam Master Sara, but fans also they're allowed to say whatever they want because they are fans. They've got the right. You understand? Because they are the ones who can put you up. They are the ones who can put you down. Encourage them or correct them in a very good way. You understand?
Yeah, man.
Usapedze munhu power. Usaplot ukasimbiswa unosimba.
Yeah, I know.
Uchinzi kusimbisana kapoti ukasimbiswa but ukasasimbiswa unopera power.
Wow, it's been great. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to have a part 2 of our conversation. Quite interesting. And I know people are going to respond a lot, but that's how the conversation continue. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Start and I'm going to put 30 seconds. Medley. 30 seconds.
Kakandiwona ndakarova simati kakati rasta ndoenda ndemi kwamunoenda ini ndinoenda rasta ini ndotera rasta ndoenda ndemi idaidiwe kwete simati rangu usachivako aya masini yangu shanda utengewo kamota se yangu mangoko kwakupala sina mambo tinorova atitasi down to top tinodya mari kunge tine zvikwambo aiwa bebi usandibata ipapa andisi kudaba ini zvekusaka mukaka nhasi isande ndichangobva kuna papa ende vanga vachiparidzawo nezvaisaka saka andisi kuda zvekugwanda mupaka neupenyu hwangu bandichitamba makasa zvakaipa zvese ndakutosiya ipapa sandibata ipapa bebi matambiro wako iwe uchibata. She's such a lady. Oh, baby girl, you drive me crazy. And she's such a lady. She deserves to have my baby. The first time I met you, woman, it was unbelievable. Oh, baby girl, I never know I will meet someone like you. Positive, pure, clean, girl, you're so lovable. Pandy bed, girl, you wine like a table. There's no need to say you're sorry, because it's not necessary. So many innocent people dying, and now we all know the story. So many wrongs have already been done now, but with Jah we overcome. Can't wait until Jah overcome. It's one for all and all for one. Yo, in a me coming out and me coming in. Jah bless my family. Bless your sons and daughters out there. Day to day and from year to year. Yo,
Blessed.
mwana mafaifa tora mwana uyantoda magai tarisaona munhu wese ari kugaira vamwe pachikona vakatogarira una kamidzo yaridzwa patown mwana anopfuura nepana foot achifuluta kunge boot. Stara yangu inotora mapepi, mashezi yangu anotora mapepi, kana bhutsu dzangu dzinotora mapepi. Stara yangu inotora tine patani isu tinenge levels na fantani torova ngoma kunge buju bantani bebi ndiri kuuya kuma 77 ndimirire pa 711 ndiri kuuya ikoko nana beveni. Yo, King Labash building. Yeah, man, bless it. Anada kukonzeresa ikuda vanna vadi kanada kukonzeresa ari kupfeka semukadzi anada kukonzeresa bebi kundibata apa anada kukonzeresa pandinosvika pese ndinotosiya ndakonzeresa kupinda hokoyo zvinokukosoresa zvinodhaka votosiya zvinokukanga seiko mukomana achita anoda musikana seiko musikana achida mukomana. Yo. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, King Labash. One love.
Blessed respect.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. To those that are watching, Thank you so much for watching. This is Earground, and it's been exciting, it's been entertaining, and a lot of interesting stuff that came from King Labash. So stay tuned to Earground New Voices Amplified. My name is Plus
Blessed.
Marvin. I'm out.
Yeah, man. Respect, Platts.
Bless.
Salute.